is that in the last couple years, we have had a complete sales revolution because of AI. And that's exactly what we're gonna be diving into today. My name is Violet Rainwater, and I am a sales architect and the founder of the Rainmaker's Way, a sales agency. So the first thing I wanna tell you is I'm not a tech bro. That's not my background. I'm a sales girl. I've been in sales 25 years. And it was about 2 years ago that I decided to dabble in AI just to see what the fuss was about. Like, is it here to take my job? Like everybody said, right? And what I quickly learned blew my mind. And that's my goal today, friends. We're gonna blow your mind. When you see what is possible today with sales and AI, everything has changed. Everything. So I'll give you an example. As a sales architect, I come in, and on my proposals, I used to give myself 3 weeks to do that deep research, to really get clear on the target market and their pain points and my ideal client persona. 3 weeks. Today, it takes me 20 minutes. 3 weeks, 20 minutes. You decide. And a lot of people are afraid that AI is here to take their job. No, friends, it is here to make you amazing. When you start leveraging AI in every stage of the sales process, you're gonna make it rain in your business. And that's what I teach at the Rainmaker's Way. How do you make it rain in your business? All right, and the last thing I wanna say, the reason I feel so strongly about everyone learning AI, especially if you're an entrepreneur or in sales, is because I'm a mental health advocate. I was a top producer for many years, but it came at a price. How many of you are burnt out because of sales? Yeah, that's why I love AI, guys. So today, this is the only time I'm gonna be standing. This is very much hands-on, and if you wanna open up your laptops and do this with me, you can. Because it's not about what you learn, it's what you actually implement and do. And what I'm gonna teach you today is exactly what I do for my clients that hire me to build sales systems for them. Whether you're optimizing your CRM, getting clear on your target market, wanna find out what is the best way to prospect in 2025, all of those things we're gonna cover today. All right? And if you have questions, ask questions as we go. This is a workshop. And I might have to limit it so we can get through the presentation, but feel free to just shout out, raise your hand, because I want you to walk away from here and know exactly what to do when it comes to AI making it rain in your business. How does that sound? Cool. All right. So the first thing I wanna do is I wanna just show me on your hands. I wanna do an AI check-in. Show me a 5 if you're using AI in your sales process all the time. Show me a 3 if you're doing it sometimes. Show me a 1 if you haven't even thought about using it in sales. Show me where you guys are at. Okay, all right, we got a nice mix over here, great. So what we're gonna learn today is I have something called the Wheel of Sales. Okay, which basically breaks up every stage of the sales process. We're gonna go into that in just a minute. Today, we're not gonna have time to go over all 5 stages of sales in the Wheel of Sales, but I picked the top 3, because I teach these workshops, so you're gonna learn my top 3 today. We're gonna learn how to research, how to prospect, and how to close business with AI. All right? And the last thing is this, like I said, this is a live demonstration. So let's dive in. Okay, the Wheel of Sales. I want you to take a look at this Wheel of Sales and tell me if this covers everything. So I've been in sales 25 years, and to be honest, when I started, I didn't think of all these things. Like, I didn't even think about research. Ideal client persona didn't even come around till what, 10 years ago, right? So in 1998, when I started selling, I didn't even think about this. But today, we can break out sales into 5 different stages. So I wanna make sure that I didn't miss anything. So stage 1 is research. This is gonna be the most groundbreaking part of AI and your business. Next, we have prospecting. And it's changed a little from dial-in for dollars. Who remembers dial-in from dollars? Yeah, it's a little different today. Nurturing is the next stage, converting business, and then retaining business. Did I miss anything? Okay, awesome. So let's dive in, research. How many of you have heard of AI stacking? Okay, this is gonna blow your mind, friends. So when it comes to research for your business. You want to get really, really clear on who it is that you're targeting. Now, a lot of times I get with a client and they'll say, oh, I already have my target market analysis done. I already know who my ideal customer is. Unless you've done deep research with AI, no, you don't. No, you don't. So today, I'm going to introduce you to 3 new technologies. Has anyone heard of Storm? Storm will blow your mind. It is a Stanford database. So why do we go to Stanford when we can just go to chat? I don't know if you've noticed, but chat lies. Chat will say 80% of da-da-da, da-da-da. No, it's more like 23%. Right? So you lose your credibility. In sales, it's all about the modes of persuasion. And those are ethos, pathos, and logos. Logos is all about the numbers. So that's where this Storm AI is really going to help you. And we're going to do this hands-on, guys. You're going to watch me in action use Storm. I have a volunteer here, Kelly. She's going to be our volunteer today. And we're going to create sales assets in real time. Okay? Next is Perplexity. This one is usually people are a little more familiar of. Have you guys heard of Perplexity? Okay, awesome. Perplexity is like looking at every library book, anything on the website, and it's just a different angle. I have my own 3-step process that I like to use when I'm doing deep research. This is exactly what I do for my clients, all right? Then we're gonna take that research, and then we're gonna go into ChatGPT. Put that into ChatGPT. I'm going to use a custom GPT that is a business strategist, and that's how we're going to come up with our target market analysis and an ideal client persona. Okay? Now I want to share something with you guys. You'll often hear about prompting. Prompting, prompting, prompting. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't prompt. I just speak what I need. And some people will say that's a prompt, but don't get caught up in the, oh, I don't know how to prompt. If you're a Gen Xer, you're a baby boomer, you're an older millennial, AI is here to take you to a whole new level because you have communication skills that the younger generations just do not have. And if you can communicate, which we all can, okay? I'm just looking around me. Everyone seems around my age. If you know how to communicate, then this is going to completely blow up your business. All right? So let's keep going. All right, so the first thing is Storm. Okay, so I want you guys, this is gonna be a little tricky because I'm holding a mic and I'm gonna be typing in here as well. So like I said, Storm is the Stanford database. The one greatest challenge in Storm is you're limited in the characteristics that you can put in here for research. So it's not like Perplexity or Chat where you can go in and just, you know, one stream of consciousness for 5 minutes, tell them everything you need. Storm doesn't work that way, so we have to be really, really specific with our languaging. So Kelly, who is an insurance agent, would like to get more commercial business. Okay, so we're gonna use Kelly as an example here, and the example we're gonna use for Kelly is she wants to work with more restaurants. So what we're gonna put into Storm, is this too loud, guys? Like if I did this, would you be able to hear me? Yes. Okay, awesome, that's gonna be easier. Okay, research the biggest pain points restaurants have with, oh, I can't spell today. Well, most days I really can't spell. English is my second language. Another reason why I love AI, guys, because I used to have so many insecurities about grammar. Like I missed all of that when I came to America. But with AI, I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about commas or what is it, a preposition that I'm like, what is a preposition? Of course, I married Mr. English who always corrects me. But research the biggest pain points restaurants have with, Kelly, can you help me here? Restaurants have in regards to their insurance needs.
Maybe just like making sure their exposure.
Okay. So how would I say, so research the biggest pain point, thank you, restaurants have with risk exposure. Okay, great. Okay, and it will always ask me, what is the purpose of this? So I always say sales research. Okay, so now what you'll notice is it's not like ChatGPT. It's not just giving me an answer that it's pulling out of the sky. It's actually going in and it's doing deep research, and you will be amazed at the summary, like literally table of contents and everything it gives me. While it does that, we're gonna go into Perplexity. Now we're gonna look at the benefits. Tell me the benefits of working with an experienced insurance agent who specializes, and Kelly, even if you don't, like these are the advantages, right? So who specializes in, what's the word I'm looking for? Mitigating risk, is that it? Mitigating risks in the restaurant space. Okay, so tell me the benefits of working with an experienced insurance agent who specializes in mitigating risks in the restaurant space. Does that sound about right? Okay, so Perplexity is gonna go to town. What I love about Perplexity, and my friends who already use Perplexity, is there's this feature here called Sources, and so it gives you all of the research right away. Look at how fast we were able to do that, okay? So there's our sources, here's our answer. We're gonna go back and we're gonna see what's happening. Look at this, storm. Summary, types of risk in the restaurant industry. So if I was a newer agent in this space, so maybe I'm a seasoned agent, but I want to get more commercial clients in restaurants, look at how quickly this did the research for me. Operational risk, food safety risk, equipment breakdown, on and on and on. And then all I need to do is I need to click show as a PDF. Boom, look at that, 7 pages. A lot of times this will spit out 10, 12, 14 pages, but look at this research. This is actual data. This is not ChatGPT guessing. So this is a way for you to be credible and know exactly what you're talking about when you're trying to retain, gather, sell more business. So I'm simply gonna download this. I'm gonna go back to Perplexity, and I'm gonna do the same thing here. Now sometimes, actually I'm gonna copy this. Sometimes chat gets a little shy, and it doesn't work the way I need it to, so hopefully it will. But right now, I went back into ChatGPT. If you have the paid version, and friends, who here has the paid version of Chat? Okay. The best investment that you can make in your business is a paid version of Chat. Because for $240 a year, you have like a therapist, a coach, a dietitian, a copywriter, a marketer. Seriously, like I use it for therapy. Totally, right? And so why wouldn't you spend $240? So this is Jamie. Anyone can get Jamie, business consultant, strategy, product management. And normally if I come into Jamie and I have not done the research, Jamie will have like 5 questions for me. But if I feed Jamie the research that we just did, she'll spit out exactly what I need. So I want you to focus on the 2 things I'm doing. I am adding the PDF that I just came up with, that's from Storm. I am adding the copy that I got from Perplexity, and listen to how, you can call it a prompt. I don't call it a prompt, I call it communication, because that's what we used to call it back in the day. Today I need to do a detailed target market analysis based on the research that I just gave you. What we're really looking to do is understand who these ideal client personas are to help Kelly, a State Farm agent, really attract more restaurant clients and have her stand out as the top choice for them. So give me 2 ideal client personas, give me a detailed target market analysis, and give me some of the key messaging that Kelly should use in order to really connect on a heart-to-heart level with her ideal customer. Is it a prompt? Is it communication? You decide. I call it communication, right? Okay, so here's Jamie. Sometimes, oh, nope, Jamie went straight to town. So here is what Jamie's coming up with. What we just did, friends, this is the foundation of every income stream you have. If you have 3 products, you do this for 3 different products. If you have one product, you do this for one product. Why do we do this? Does anybody want to guess why this is so foundational for sales? Exactly. Guys, this used to take me 3 weeks. Do what? Up on top. I thought you meant this one. I'm like, I don't know that I have the technology background to do that. I'm not a tech bro. Okay, so look at this. So target market analysis for Kelly, the top pain points, operational hazards, slip and falls, financial instability, liability claims, compliance challenges, and cybersecurity risks. Now, if I didn't know the business, look at how quickly, as a sales architect, I now understand the pain points that my client is solving for, right? Huge. All right, next, ideal client persona. I love this. Frank, the family diner owner. The reason why I love having like a real person is because the next stage of this is creating content that connects with the ideal customer. And every time you make content, you want to have it in your mind. Who is this person that I'm helping? Because if you know exactly who they are and what their pain points are, you're going to be able to connect with them and convert them. I always say the deeper the connection, the greater the conversion. That's why we do this. All right, and so Frank is, he has 2 locations, family owned, in suburban Midwest. We probably could have said, are you in Colorado Springs, Kelly? We could have even went into more detail on the research and said, what are the biggest pain points in Colorado Springs? Because sometimes they're different than a different, right? So when you do this at home, that's how I would apply it. So buying triggers, a recent insurance claim nightmare, right? A friend's restaurant shut down after a code violation, ouch. Or his banker suggested reviewing liability coverage, all right? So that would tell me maybe a strategic alliance for Kelly would be a banker, like a business banker at every local bank that, you know, in the area that she works in. That would be a great strategic alliance for her. Maybe do some lunch and learns, invite some restaurant owners, have them bring some of their food. I think that's a great idea, by the way, Kelly. That's a great strategy for you. Okay, ideal client persona 2, Tina, the trendy bistro owner. So upscale farm-to-table concept. This one's in downtown Portland. You can see the revenue, like ideal client persona. And then here are the buying triggers, opening a second location, partnering with a new food distributor, or recent changes in liquor law. All right? Yes? No, this is imagination, so you can have an idea of what your ideal client looks like. Great question. Yeah. So here is the strategic positioning for Kelly. So key messaging, heart-centered, empathy-driven messaging. You don't open your restaurant to decode insurance jargon. You opened it to share food and create memories. I'll handle the risk part so you can focus on what you do best, right? That speaks to the ideal customer and their pain point. Another risk reality check. One bad Yelp review is stressful. Imagine a foodborne illness claim or cyber attack shutting you down. Let's make sure that never happens. So again, going right for the gut. This is their pain point, and you know exactly, because this can shut their business down. I'd probably do research on how many restaurants in Colorado Springs have been shut down for this reason. You can use that kind of data too, right? To really just beef up the pain. Here's a few more. We're not going to go into all this because I want to keep going. But what I want you to see here is want help building an outreach campaign, lead gen funnel, or a slick one-pager. Kelly, you could just go on and on and on with this. And in fact, we're gonna go on and we're gonna use you as an example, because if I started from scratch and I didn't do this research, then everything I come up with after this for each stage of the sales process is not gonna land. You have to do the research first. You cannot sell anything without having a deep understanding of who your customer is, what their pain point is, and how you help them get on the other side of that. Okay.
In your experience, how much have these messages made out of the box?
So in what sense? Are you using it on social media? Are you like email campaign? Like what are you talking about?
Let's do a generic
So here's what I will say about that. Gone is the day where you can just email your client and that's your only mode of communication. So what I do is I create an omni-channel campaign where I use LinkedIn, I use video, I use phone call. Like calling people is not dead. Very little people pick up the phone and call. It still works. Some of my biggest accounts have been either I made a video and sent it to the CEO, that landed me a 6-figure contract right here in Colorado Springs, or I pick up the phone because nobody's doing that. So to your point, it's not the messaging, it's your mode of delivery. This will get their attention, but how are you gonna stay in front of them? Right? Not everybody reads emails. Like, I'm not an email person. Even if I sign up with someone that I think is amazing, I never even open their email. I'm better on text message. I love videos. So if they're on YouTube and there's shorts. So you really want to start showing up everywhere. And that's actually what we're going to be going into next. So did that help you a little bit? This is not like, oh, take this, write an email and you're going to get, generate 6 figures from that. No, this is the foundation. This is for you to understand. But now what we're going to do is we're going to move into the prospecting stage. So like I said, when I first started in sales in 1998, I was a financial advisor, and I worked at Merrill Lynch. And literally the day after I got my Series 7, which, does anyone know how grueling that exam is? Yes, 8-hour, the most grueling exam. And you needed at that time 70% to pass. Yeah, friends, I got 70%. Like, I couldn't even get one more question wrong. And the very next day, I didn't know anything. When people ask me, what do you do? I don't know, I sell funds, something proprietary. I had no idea. I had just memorized a book. I didn't know what I was doing. And my manager handed me, who remembers this, the white pages. And he told me to dial $4. And guess what? I did. Oh my God. That was so painful. Not only did I not know my customer, I didn't know what I was selling. Here I am in my 20s. I don't know anything about investments. And I'm, hi, would you like to buy an investment? American something? So gone are those days. The greatest opportunity that we have as business owners, and I know not a lot of you are going to be fans after I say this. This is going to maybe ruffle some feathers, but the number one way for you to prospect is to start sharing content on social media. That is your top of the funnel. That is your thought leadership. That's you showing up with all these years of experience. I mean, you have 25-year-olds that are showing up and giving you life advice. I'm like, I'm sorry, at 25 years old, my head was still so far off my butt, I didn't know up from down. But us, we have years, decades of experience. We have to get over the fear of that and start showing up online and sharing our expertise, because the world needs what you know. You have music that you came to share within you, and AI helps bring that out of you. That's why I love AI so much. So I'm going to show you guys how we can use the same stream of thought. So we're going to use ChatGPT right here, and we are going to create a content plan for Kelly. So Kelly, if I don't see you start showing up on LinkedIn next week, speaking directly to restaurant owners, I'm going to be really disappointed, girl. So what we're going to do, once you have this right here, and what I'm going to do, Kelly, is I'm going to create all these assets for you, and I'm going to send them to you. Okay? So you're going to be able to walk away with this. And guys, the freebie today is this process, what I just did. It walks you step by step. Step 1, Storm. Step 2, Perplexity. Step 3, ChatGPT, and how you create that. And from there, once you have that document, you can make anything. Email campaigns, omni-channel campaigns, content creation, video sales letters, you name it, you got it. Someone in the last session asked about, I don't know if she's here, but how do you use AI and not make it so it sounds so AI-ish? How do you put it in your own voice? This is how we're co-creating. And a lot of times I will look at this, and you'll see in the content creation, we don't have the time today, but I don't just take what I got even though I did the research. I will go back and forth and I'll say things like, I don't really like this part. I like this part. Let's change this part. This feels too technical. I want it to be more human. Let's add my story in. So I sometimes will sit for 30 minutes and go back and forth with AI until I finally come up with that piece of content that I'm gonna be sharing, right? So yes, it saves a lot of time, but it's a co-creative process. If you take whatever ChatGPT gives you without doing the research, without making it your own voice, this is not gonna work for you. That's the M dash that he was just chatting about, that everybody knows you're using AI. By the way, I get rid of all the M dashes. There's two schools of thoughts. There's the one that says, who cares? Who cares about the M dash? This girl. This girl right here cares about the M dash. Now, do I judge you if you use the M dash? No. I just decided for my brand, I don't want to use the M dash. Does everyone know what the M dash is? So the M dash is basically like the hyphen. Like, do you see, when you see content, if you see that hyphen thing, that it's called an M dash, that means that they're using AI and that they didn't really edit it afterward. Yeah. Well, I mean, is it fake? Like, look at how we're working together with AI. I just like to, clean it up a little bit because I'm a boutique brand. I have high prices, and so I want everything to align. So it's up to you. It doesn't mean you can't do it. Just decide, are you gonna be an M dash or are you gonna be without the M dash, right? It doesn't listen. Yeah, I heard that tell ChatGPT, I'm like, I don't know what chat you're using, but my chat is M dash happy. I've said, get rid of the M dashes, it will not. So I work with a Google Doc and I, fix it up. And sometimes, chat's not working for me, so I'll go to Claude. Has anyone here tried Claude? That's another good one. Yeah, so these are just the tools. These are the tools we have in our toolbox.
Grammarly actually helps. If you have it installed, it'll go and it will start putting it into like posts. It'll go in there and say that should be a comma and it'll correct it.
Yeah, well, I'm glad because I change every M dash into a comma or like ... So that's my two ways that I do it. Yes?
Well, before ChatGPT, like I'm someone who Word would make M dashes. If I went dash, I use it all the time, and that's the way I write.
Then use M dashes. If that's true to you, if it's authentic to you, use it.
Am I right though? It was part of Word for a long time, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Like,
I'm not sure. I just know today, when you see M dashes, right away you know that it was AI generated. Or people assume. So in your case, that's not the case. But maybe you won't mind having M dashes then, right? So just remember, it's a co-creative process. You're working with AI. It's your partner in crime, right? It's your assistant. You're just helping you out a little bit. All right, so we're going to move on. So watch what I do here. I'm gonna simply tell it, okay, so you can just listen to my stream of consciousness. Again, not prompting. Okay, now take all of this information and we're gonna create a content strategy for Kelly. I wanna come up with 4 content pillars that really establishes her as the authority in this space. So maybe one of those can be about the pain points and the risks that restaurants have. Another can be maybe stories from the field. But give us 4 different buckets, and within each bucket, give me the first 3 pieces of content. Give me a hook, 3 main points, and a call to action. I want all of this to really connect on a heart-to-heart level with the ideal client persona. Is that a prompt, guys? What do you think? You think it's a prompt? Okay. All right, so here we go. Now, we're gonna save time today, right? Because I got about 15 more minutes and I wanna just show you all the way. Right now, we're talking about prospecting. So this is how Kelly starts showing up and getting people to the top of her funnel. She starts talking about the risks that restaurants face, stories from the field. If she starts visiting clients in the field that are restaurant owners, she takes pictures with them and then she has a story. Or, hey, visiting one of my clients that that has a restaurant, right? So you want to make it, if this is the lane you want to swim in, and I realize as an insurance agent, that's not the only lane, right? But maybe on Tuesdays and Thursdays, that is your lane, right? And I know a lot of times when you work for a franchise, they give you content, right? Do you guys work for companies that just give you generic content that every franchisee or every business owner uses? Or do you see that on LinkedIn sometimes? Yeah, that's not gonna land. That's not authentic. You can use it once in a while as a filler, but look at how easy it is to create content using AI. So here's what I want you to see. Pillar number 1, the hidden dangers. It already gave me 3 different ideas, right? The hook. It only took 1 wet floor and no sign for this diner to lose 6 figures. Is that a hook? Is that a good hook? Yes, right? What a kitchen fire will actually cost you. Right? So that's like the main thing. Hook, replacing the fryer was cheap. Losing the business for 3 months, not so cheap. And I love this custom GPT because it's kind of clever, right? Like I love how it, is kind of in your face. And so the second pillar, real stories, real lessons. Now, granted, these are made up because these are not real stories. But what Kelly can do is she can take this concept, go into AI, tell the story. Just tell the story and ask it to come up with the post for you, right? So again, just some examples. Insider knowledge, risk management, and smart operations. Okay, so, and then the fourth one, the heart of hospitality. So if Kelly doesn't like a couple of these pillars, then she might be like, you know what, I like 1, 2, and 3, but I don't like number 4. But what I want you to see now is this is just like the outline. This isn't the content. We're gonna go even further, okay? So Kelly, out of the first few, which one do you want me to create a post for you for?
I like number 2.
The kitchen fire, right? Yep. Okay, so we're gonna just grab this and we're gonna stick it in here. And here I go again. I'm gonna tell Jamie exactly what I want. We are going to create a LinkedIn post based on this right here. Please write out the post and make it very high value, knowledgeable, and also not too many bullet points. I want it to be more of an actual post rather than just bullet points. Yeah, that sounds good. Sometimes what you'll see happen is I'll be working in here, and for whatever reason, the dictate feature, which is what I'm using, all of a sudden is not in there. So I'll be going on and on and on and on, and I lose it all. So don't do that. All right, so here is right here, what a kitchen fire will actually cost you. A restaurant owner I know once told me, the fryer cost me $1,200 to replace. The 3 months of lost revenue, that cost me over $90,000. Now, if you're a restaurant owner, that is your biggest fear. And so that right away establishes her thought leadership, her expertise, right? I don't see too many people showing up on LinkedIn talking specifically about this. Like, I really like this lane for you. There's a lot of insurance agents, they're talking general, but guys, the riches are in the niches, right? Exactly. So I always like to find the niche within the niche. All right, so do you see how using custom GPTs, using the deep research can help you now sustain your thought leadership without burning out? Okay, so I tell my clients, spend 2 hours a month creating the content, like just for, let's say on, Fridays, you create 6 pieces of content. If you're gonna post on LinkedIn, you wanna start at least with 3 times a week. So you're gonna create 6 pieces of content and just put it on a piece of paper, put it on a Google Doc. Then on Sunday, go back for an hour and fix all of those, make them your own, and then schedule it in LinkedIn. Okay, so 2 hours and you're gonna have 2 weeks worth of content done. Now, do you just leave it alone on LinkedIn? No, guys, I have been on LinkedIn for 10 years. I've made every mistake you can think of. I've burned out on LinkedIn. I just came back after an 18-month break. Like, I built it all up, all my followers. I was so burnt out because it was before AI that I took an 18-month break. You don't wanna do that, right? But with LinkedIn, you also want to make sure that when things are being posted, that you go on that morning and you give some love to other people. Wake up the algorithm. I'm here, I'm loving on others. Anyone that likes or comments, you go and you like and comment, right? Because now you have like these strategic partners. Oh, she's gonna like mine, I'm gonna like hers. That's how you build it up. That's how you build up that engagement, right? And that first hour is critical. Because depending on how many views, comments, and engagement you have that first hour, that's how many views you're gonna get for the remainder of the post. So if you have some friends that can go and like it and comment, go and do that the first hour. Yes?
Is there specific time frames that you see? Like, is it better to post in the morning, afternoon,
Yeah.
at night? Like, is it usually after 7, after 8?
Yeah, I find that morning works best for me. And they say Tuesdays and Thursdays are the best days to post. Now, things change all the time, right? So, like video. I was making videos on LinkedIn when nobody was making videos on LinkedIn. A couple years ago, videos were getting the most. Now, newsletters. Does anyone have a LinkedIn newsletter? Okay, that's what LinkedIn is really pushing out. And you don't have to do much work. Even if you post 2 newsletters, you can have AI create your LinkedIn newsletter, right? But I get 7 to 10 new subscribers every week. I don't even do anything. So you have to like just follow some of the LinkedIn gurus. But I would say, like, I always post about between 6 and 7 in the morning. And that works for me. I find if I go a little later, it doesn't get as much engagement. Because you gotta realize, when are people on? They're on when they wake up, they go to the bathroom, they turn their phone on, right? Yeah, and then once they get to work, then they're not on till lunchtime. So if you miss that window, lunch is fine. Did somebody else raise their hand? Okay, all right, awesome, guys. We have about like 9 more minutes, so I wanna show you one more thing. So we looked at prospecting. Okay, so does everyone understand what prospecting looks like in 2025 and the massive opportunity? We didn't have this opportunity in 1998. The only way that we could get in front of our clients was to dial for dollars or get physically in front of them by going to a networking meeting. We've never had opportunity. It's never been easier to get in front of your prospect. Okay, so the last thing I want to show you is something that's going to blow your mind completely. This entire presentation was created in about 5 minutes yesterday. Because of AI. How many of you have heard of Gamma? This is Gamma, guys. I'm gonna show you how easy Gamma works. So in order to do that, I'm gonna have to go to Home. So you can see I create all my slide decks here as a speaker, and I speak on 2 different topics. This used to take me weeks. I would sit there, start from scratch, look for pictures, and then I'd have to hand it off to my designer and pay who knows how much and wait for them to have the bandwidth before I could get this back. I don't have to do any of that anymore. I want you to see how easy Gamma is. Does anybody have maybe a website, or they need a pitch deck, or they would like to take their website and create a pitch deck based on what their services are? Would you like to do that? Okay, what's your, so we're going to work with a URL. Okay, so let me just show you one thing. This is Gamma. You can paste in text. You can generate from a 1-line prompt. This is the one I never use. Because honestly, what are you gonna create with a 1-line prompt? But try it, check it out. Or you can use a URL or import a file. So if you already have a pitch deck, if you already have a PowerPoint, and you just wanna see what Gamma's gonna do with it, that's where you would use this, all right? Oftentimes, I'll go into chat and I will speak like for 10 minutes, everything that I wanna have in my presentation, and chat will give me a summary, and then I'll say to chat, okay, great, now give me the slide-by-slide breakdown. And then I take that, and then I paste it in here.
Is this free?
You can have it free up to 8 or 10 slides. I pay $10 an hour, $10 a month, and I get it for, I get up to 20. But that doesn't mean you can't have 25 or 30. So I pay $10, but it'll automatically make 20, and then I just have to go in and make the rest myself. Someone have a question over here? Okay, awesome. So watch this, guys. We're gonna do this really quick. What is your business URL?
Blacksheep.media, but not BLA.
Okay. Forward slash. Okay, so BL.
K, and then sheep.media.
Okay, so we're going to import, and it's going to ask us some questions. Okay, so it's either asks us, do we want a presentation, a web page, a document, or something for social media? We're gonna say a presentation. Then it's going to prompt us for, so right here, right away, it's gonna give us 10 cards. If I want more, I'm gonna say I want 12 cards. And then you can pick, do you want minimal, concise, detailed? Let's do detailed. And we're gonna hit generate. Now at this point, it asks you what kind of style do you want this to have, unless it pulls it from your website, so hold on, it did. So when you're creating not from a URL, it will ask you for a theme, and you can pick right then and there, and that's one of the beauties of Gamma, is if you want a purple theme or a blue theme, or you wanna import your own theme. And right away, as you click on it, it will go ahead and change it out. Okay?
If you already have a template, you can just add your template.
Yes, exactly. Guys, look at how fast this is working. Look at the graphics. I mean,
Are those all on your website?
this is just pulling from a website. If you have a pitch deck or anything you want to make, Gamma is mind-blowing. It saves you so much time. Now, sometimes with the images, the formatting is a little off, so you do have to go in there. But essentially, it saves you a tremendous amount of time here. So I'm just gonna go through really quick. As you could see, it's on its last one. Service areas, pricing and packaging. I want you to see some of the graphics that it does. Okay, we got it, come on.
Fix something, how do you fix it?
Super easy, just click into it. Okay, great. So you click into it, you can change the color. You can change, you don't like this? It's literally a deck. Yeah, yep. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go back into my presentation. We're gonna close this out today. How many of you had your minds blown today? Right? All right. See, how often do people have something sexy to tell you about sales? Not very often, right? All right, so what we learned today is we took a look at the Wheel of Sales framework. You guys got to see 3 ways to use AI in your sales process and which tools to use. You also saw a live demonstration. All right, now, I do these workshops. If you guys want a workshop in your location, you can click the QR code. If you want a complimentary strategy call, click the QR code. The biggest thing is you have to take what you learned today and implement it. With or without me, I don't care. I want you to make it rain. I want you to take this and implement it. The more you play with it, the easier it's gonna get for you. So thank you guys so much, and wishing you a ton of luck and success.